Welcome again, everyone. I'm Juanito Calibird or JC. Again, if you've heard my introduction already, I'm doing these vlogs to share with you my work and professional journey as a physiotherapist here in the UK, hopefully to help other people, especially those who are internationally trained and getting a career here in the UK. Please check my other videos for different topics that might be helpful for you. If you're already here in the UK and you're a member of the CSP and you think I can help you in a one-to-one basis, please check CSP's mentoring scheme and look for my name. Okay, so in this video, I'll be focusing on what to expect in a Band 5 interview and how do you prepare for them. First and foremost, I won't pretend that I know it all or that I'm an expert on this. I'm just again emphasizing that I'm just sharing my experience and somehow giving feedback on the things I've experienced when I was trying to get an interview, okay? And share with you all what could be helpful. I did not qualify in this country, and therefore it's sort of I'm starting my career from scratch. Yes, I was working before I applied as Band 5, but my work wasn't a qualified physiotherapist then. And yes, I started the apprenticeship, but I didn't finish it. So there's some information that I still need to get to know again. So sort of a struggle of an internationally qualified physiotherapist would be to make an effort of trying to learn the system and how it goes and try to gather information about it. So yeah, I'll just share to you the things that has been useful in my preparation. So first of all, I won't be sharing any more different ways how to prepare for a job interview. I think there's a lot out there. I think good sources of information was from my university again. They have this career zone, and if you're still a student when you're listening to this, check out your university's career advice services. And also I found the LinkedIn course about a strategist guide for getting a job. Check that out. It's very informative. It talks you through from the start of you getting looking for a job and up to the point that you're starting your new job. It mentioned there about being still conscious of your behavior and your presentation even after an unsuccessful interview, because you never know what will happen, and sometimes they still get back to you if you really made a good impression. So that was good information. So let's get to the experience itself. So during the interview, again, there are lots of tips and suggestions on how to get on with your interview, how you present yourself, how you behave yourself, how you talk. But again, what I found it limited information out there is about the things that that I need to know in a physiotherapist interview, specifically for a band 5 interview, and if there are things that I need to focus on specifically and in general. So things that I found useful in preparation were this book, Clinical Case Studies in Physiotherapy, edited by Lauren Guthrie. It's a 2009 edition, but I don't know if there's a better book than this. It gives you a brief description of the different scenarios of a band 5 physio, different working environments, and different settings, and how to apply, and tips about starting your career as a physio, and most especially case studies plus question and answers about different areas of physiotherapy. So very good for case questions for your interviews. And then I've also listened to podcasts. I've listened to particularly the student physiocast interviews of people who were hiring band 5 physios and what they look for. So that was useful. And also it will help if you have colleagues or band 7s who were and other experts who actually are part of the recruitment and interviewing of band 5 physios. So you personally have an idea of what they are looking for and how they interview people. The band 5 that they're looking for is not actually a person who is know-it-all. They're actually just looking for a person who can be reliable, always thinks of patient safety, and that they can be confident in living in the team on their own, and they would be confident that would be making the right decisions and judgment. Not that they will be treating and take action on things, but actually to not take action on things because they're not authorized to, or that it's not their scope of practice, and that they would seek support if needed. Okay, so that's what the things that would define a band 5 role as well. That it's seeking support, it's still part of the job. So one useful concept that I've learned that summarizes that is the safe, document, and seek help. So that a band 5 physiotherapist that they're looking for is making sure their patients are safe, that they document always, and that they seek help as if needed. And this is from the interviews that I've had and from the experts that I've talked to. Okay, so mainly I've realized you need to have a clear idea of a band 5 physiotherapist role, and what's its difference from a student, from a band 6, things like that. And as I mentioned about this book earlier, it gives you a clear idea of a band 5 physiotherapist job role, and in different presentations in different workplaces, because as you will find out there in the NHS jobs, you'll have a rotational physiotherapist, you have a fixed working place, or you have a specific area that you're working on, or if it's hospital or community. So maybe just research more on that. Maybe just briefly, just to say, your starting level as a qualified physio will be a band 5 physiotherapist, and that it will, being a band 5 will distinguish you from a non-qualified support worker or a student because of your scope of practice, your medical legal responsibilities as an HCPC registrant, and your autonomous practice. Okay, a difference from just working alone. Another good point that I've learned is about answering the questions as much as you can so that you're hitting the points. I've learned that when you answer a question, it's a point system, so they're looking for keywords in your answers. So the more you're talking, you might be hitting those keywords eventually. However, there's a risk of you're just talking nowhere, and might be wasting time already. So you will notice this, that the interviewer would guide you back to the question, prompt you back, or tell you to summarize the question because it's already over time. And also that you reflect on your experiences. So as mentioned before in my other videos, that when you're answering questions, it's better to tell your experience rather than just saying, I know this, I am this or that. So better show off your best experiences in those topics that you're explaining. As mentioned already in my interview questions videos, it was common in my interviews questions about relating your qualities, personal qualities, to the trust values, and try to mention those qualities or the trust values in your answers to their other questions, even if it's the clinical questions. So try to fit it in, and demonstrate that you really possess those trust values. And also commonly about summarizing your skills and experiences, how it can be applicable and useful to the role you're applying. And then another one will be red flags. So in the cases that you be answering, they wanted you to be demonstrating you're checking the risks, the patient's safety, and then if you to take actions if needed on those urgent situations. Yes, so that will be all for this video. Hope you find that useful, and thank you for listening. Hope to see you in my other videos.